I do want to announce one more time, and this will be something we'll keep announcing. Our classes run 6 weeks. Then we're off for 2 weeks. However, this 6 weeks will be the final series for this year until September 13th. We will have 3 special classes over the summer. Each one of the teachers will teach one special class, and it can last up to 2 hours. However, that special class will be put on replay in a 2-part series. All right? So if you missed the special class with the rest of the group, you can still view it as a 2-part series. All right? Now, September 13th, when we return to the classes on a regular schedule, everybody will start from the very beginning. We're starting over. Okay? Beginner's class is going to start with the beginner techniques, very beginner techniques. The intermediate advanced will start with the very starting intermediate techniques, all right? And then move on into advanced. But with each class, there will be a new pattern. With each series of classes, there will be a mixed media event to use all of our tatting in that we have tatted. So the last class of the 6-week is showing you how to use that tatting for that particular mixed media event that we're going to do. To show you, it's not all doilies, okay? It's more the tatting than anything, but it's not all doilies and trim. So, without further ado, I'm going to switch the camera to the down shot so that you all can see everything that's going on my desk. All right? So give me a second here. And there you go. Can everybody see this? This is what we worked on last week. This is the edging corner piece. This is the floret edging. Yeah, that didn't come out right. My teeth got hung up around my tongue. So it's the floret edging that Joelle Paulson did. I love this edging. I adore it. It is so cute, and you can tat it so many different colors and get a different look every time. You can take 2 pieces of edging here, hook them together right here at these picots, make these picots smaller, and you get a bracelet. Okay? So yeah, you can use tatting many different ways, and that's what these classes are about. We're going to show you how to use them. Now, I'm going to show you this card real quick, what I did. I haven't put anything on it. See, this is the card we worked on. I just laid the edging down, and you have to see this, how cute this tree is in the middle of those flowers. Is that not just adorable? And see, you could take the legs of the tree and bring them out further if you want. It's up to you what you do with it. All right? But today, this pattern that we're working on, it is Nancy Tracy's. She runs Be Stitched. Well, she used to. She's retired now. Okay? Her website is www.bestitched.com. She has many, many patterns, and every pattern of hers that I have personally done has really been easy to wrap my head around. Okay? Most of her patterns are diagrammed, and she also puts in the written directions. So, go to her website, view her patterns. They are lovely. Okay? like I said, I have done many of her patterns. This one is just too cute not to do. Okay? We have to do it. So that's what we're working on today. And as you can see, it's basic tatting techniques. All right? It seems complicated. It seems overwhelming to a new tatter, but this is basic tatting techniques. That's all this is. The hardest part about this pattern is getting started. So don't let patterns intimidate you. Even though they look complicated, doesn't mean they are. And if they are, we've probably got a video to walk you through it. So be sure to check out the video channels too. All the videos we've got up. Now I'll be adding more soon too. All right. So today we are using Elizabeth size 20, and this is number 138. It is called Leafy Green. This one, yes, I'm telling you, I smash my balls of thread. If I can't find the end of the thread on Elizabeth thread, I will take and mash it enough so it loosens up this around the edge so that I can find my thread end, you know, my little dangly, and that makes it easier to find. But it still fits in anything you want to put it in. All right. This thread number is 693. It's size 20. The name of it is called Linen Medium. Now, I could have chosen a darker brown to go with this, but odds of you seeing what I am doing on camera is slim to none with dark thread. All right, so we don't want to go there with that. Now, for today, here's what she says according to her instructions. All right, these instructions are starting at the root. If you plan on joining your first tree to your last one, start at the first leaf. We're not attaching anymore. We're only doing the one. But if you're going to do the full pattern and make it, you know, a complete round, then you'll need to learn you've got to start here at the first leaf of the tree. All right? Now, you've got your green thread on one shuttle. And then you've got your brown thread on the other. The best thing I can tell you to do with this, because it is the smallest knot, and it's called a weaver's knot, okay, or a square knot. It depends on who you are. But you've got two ends of thread. Lay them on top of each other. Take this thread right here. It's coming from the right hand. Flip it over the back. You've made the first half of that knot. Now, see this thread over here? You want to take it over and under and through that other side. So left over, or right over left, then left over right. And it will create a weaver's knot. See how that's coming together? Once you pull it together, pull those two together like that. It makes a sturdy knot. And it's not that big of a knot that you can't hide it in your tatting. You see that? See how small that knot is? It blends in with your thread. All right? So, now, here's what we're going to do. She says, for the tall tree, let me move these instructions up. Okay? We're going to chain 7 double stitches, a picot, 6 double stitches, a picot, 6 double stitches, a picot, and 7 double stitches, and then turn our work. Not rotate, not reverse. Turn. Who knows what turn means in tatting? Who knows what the term turn your work means? Come on, ladies, put our thinking caps on. I know you all know it. You're in my class. You've already been through beginners. Turn means turn your work as if you're turning the page of a book. Okay? Whether you're turning the book this way or turning the book this way. Okay? So, that's where we're at. We're going to turn our work. All right, so let's wrap our hand because she says right here it's a chain. We're going to wrap our hand to do a chain. See how my hand is wrapped? Pull off enough thread to do that. Now, you see where I'm laying that knot? It's right there where I'm going to be tatting. This tail right here, I'm going to tat up in here into the core. So, let's do that. Now, you see, I've got my green thread. Okay? I did it backwards. Yes, I made mistakes. I picked up the wrong shuttle. Check yourself. Okay? Or wait a minute, we're doing the chain. Yes, I'm right. I was right to begin with. Mine's not there. It's somewhere else. I think I sent it out on a boat. Yes, we have enough rain. I could have. All right, here we go. So let's do our chain. All right, you see how I'm threading this through? Now I'm going to show y'all how to hide that first one. That first one gets squirmy and squiggly. I always run it down in through there. Push it, push it, push it. And you get the two threads together. Once this first half stitch is in place, snug it up. What I do to pull this knot in even further, grab it and pull. You see? And it snugs it up so close you can't even see it. Alright? Now we're going to do the second half of that. And as you can see, it makes it easier to get that thread pulled up. That's one. Now tat 7 of those double stitches. We've already got one. We should make 6 more. Work yourself to your first picot. Then I'm going to show you how small that picot needs to be. 2. 3. Now on this, flipped around. On this next stitch, I'm going to drop this center piece, the center thread. I'm going to drop that on this next stitch. So you pull it through the first half. Okay, pull that stitch in. Now, what you're going to do, take this thread and lay it behind your work. There's a reason I do that. Some tatters will snip it right here. I have cut my work too many times. I'm blind as a bat and can't see 2 feet in front of me. So, yeah, I wait until my work's done. Then I can lay something in between me and the tatting. So we've got our 4th stitch, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Now, we've got our 7 stitches in. See them? Can y'all see my 7 stitches? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, now, what we're going to do is put in what I call a very tiny picot. And it has to be just tiny enough to get a crochet hook through. Can y'all see how small that picot is? That's about the size of a picot you need. Just enough to get a crochet hook through. Because that is a joining picot. Then you're going to slide it down. When you slide it down, you can barely see that picot. Let me get it up there. Come on, camera, focus. There we go. You see how small that picot is? That's how small you want your picot. So, the next series is 6 double stitches. We've already got 1. That's 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, and 6. Sorry, I got off camera, folks. If you don't mind, I am going to zoom that camera out some because it is hampering my view. Whoop, too close. How's that, ladies? Much better. All right, so we've got 6 double stitches. Now we're going to put in another tiny picot. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay? Now the last series is 7 double stitches. All right, so we should have a total of 1, 2, 3 picots. So we've got 2. Let's put in our third one. And we're going 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So we have our 3 picots. 1, 2, 3. That's 1/2 of our tree trunk. Now, this is going to get in our way when we start working on our leaves. Trust me on that. So be prepared. Now, we're going into a ring. Now, she tatted this pattern in traditional tatting. Traditional tatting is when there is no definitive front and no definitive back to our tatting. Front side, back side means you have a definitive front where all your caps are facing out on your picots and on your rings and on your chains. Everything's facing the same direction. The back side is the unfinished look side. That is front side, back side. Okay? Front side tatting is when you tat everything from the front. All right? That is a Jan Stalwaz deal. He came up with it. It's unique. If you can do it, I send you kudos. But I am not coordinated enough to do that. I can do front side, back side. I feel good with that. But this is traditional. Traditional has no definitive front and no definitive back. All right? So that's how we're going to tat these trees because it gives them light. All right? So we reverse our work to create our rings. All right? Now she says to turn our work. Now, you can turn your work and keep your work flowing. Okay? And to turn it, you're going to turn it this way. All right? But for some people, this is difficult to do because Arthur, and Arthur. So they're working backwards towards themselves somewhat, and they have problems. When you run into that, you can always reverse your work, okay? And just tat it traditional tatting. Tat it front side, back side. It doesn't matter. You will come up with the same thing. It's just you're going to be going in a different direction, okay? But she says to turn our work, okay? So we can turn it, and we're going to make us a ring. I don't like that. That doesn't set right. There we go. And she's saying here, 2 double stitches a picot. Okay, so let's put our 2 double stitches in. 1 and 2. Now she says put a picot. Now the leaves on this tree, wait a minute. There we go. Leaves on this tree has long picots. Now you can make them as long as you want. You can make it look like a willow tree. Okay, there is no specific height on those picots. But we're going to do it as closely to what she's got. All right? So, here we go. First picot. No, I'm not measuring picots with picot gauge. Nature has no straight lines. Remember that. Nature has no uniformity. It's meant to be that way. So, you're tatting trees, tat them as close to even as possible without being even. You want them to look natural, correct? That's 3. That's 4, because we got to have how many picos? 8. So that's 4. And we're going 5. And we can go in 6. And we're going 7. And we're going 8. All right, now we got the 8th in, and she says 2 double stitches. Well, you've already got 1 right here. So all we got to have is 1 more. We're going to close our ring. Yes, post your shuttle so your tree lays properly. Close your ring. Got it? And it should look something like that. And your picos should be to the right of your work. Okay? Now, if you turned your work, your picos would be the same direction, and you'll be working back around yourself. So, I advise you reverse your work. Okay? Because to me, that's backwards. Maybe it is to you. I don't know. But what's going to happen is you're going to be working your tree this way. And you have to join your picos here. So you're going to be flipping this back over anyway to join it. All right? So, reverse your work instead of turning your work. All right? So that's how you do the leaves. Then after you do your leaves, let's reverse our work again. Get our thingy out of our way. And she wants us to put in just 2 double stitches. There's a lot of this going on. We got to wind up that shuttle. So you're going to be either clicking a lot or rolling a lot. It's your choice. I can do either one. So 1 and 2. Alright, so we got our 2 double stitches in. Now we're going to do the very next leaf. Oh, my eyes are watering. I feel like I'm crying. No, I'm not. So we've got to do the same repeat. 2 double stitches. And what she says here, join to the last picot of the previous ring. That's that picot right there. Can you see that picot? That's it. Run our shuttle through, pull it up, we're joined. Tighten it down, move on. She says 1 double stitch. 1 and a picot. Now, listen to me. She says there's 8 picots on every one of these to make them uniform. Your joining picot is included in that 8. Don't forget. So, move on. You want 7 fluffy picots. That's 2 and 3 and 4 and we got 5 and 6. That one just a little too small. And 7 and 8. And we have 8 picots. We've got 7 showing, okay, and 1 joined. Now, we got to put in that second double stitch and close our ring. Remember, post your shuttles. You want them leaves to lay flat. And by posting your shuttle, makes that happen easier. Alright, you see we got 2 leaves on our tree. Alright, now, what I want you to do, go through and adjust your picots so that they're pretty and full and look pretty. Alright, Do that every time you make one of your leaves. And you're going to make 5 of these with the 2 double stitches between each ring. That gives it this curvature. You see it? Then the side coming down is the exact same pattern. 7 double stitches, picot. You're going to join to that picot right there. Then you're going to do 6 and join there. You're going to do 6 and join there. And you're going to do 7. Leave your tails. You're done. Once you get that done, you have a tree. So it's a mirror image from one side of your tree to the other side. It is a complete mirrored image. Then you're ready to attach it to your card. Does everybody understand that? I'm reading the comments now. That's hilarious, Arlene. Absolutely hilarious. Yeah, it does look like broccoli stalks. Hey, we can make a salad. All tatted. Talk about a diet. That'd be a pretty diet. Designed a potato tatted figure. No, I don't think so. Broccolini. All right. Now, I'm going to switch back to the other camera, and we're going to do question and answer. All right? So, the pattern says 8 times. That's it. 8 picots. And I count them as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Exactly, Arlene. See, you're thinking. What else could we do with this? Okay, how about this one? You're having Thanksgiving dinner or even Halloween. It's fall. Tat you a bunch of fall trees. Put them all together in a little round and make you a napkin holder for your little napkins to sit in. If you set a fancy dish, but you come to my house, you get napkins out of the napkin holder. Paper plates and plastic forks and paper cups. That's what we use. I'm not seeing that. Or I didn't see that. Yeah, it's 2 double stitches a picot. And then in parentheses, 1 double stitch picot. 8 times. So I read it wrong. That's not the first time. I'm sitting here and crying for you people. Yes, my eyes are watering. I can't help it. It's my allergies. They are really bad right now. What about white and green for Bradford pears when they start blooming? That would be pretty. Doesn't Handy Hands have a light green and white one? White color? I think she does. Yeah, cherry blossoms. Thank you, Sin. It's the living room. I took over the living room. Yeah, that works, Arlene. White for dogwood. Yeah. I did it the other day, but I can't see what I'm doing. I ain't gonna lie to you. My eyes will not quit watering. I mean, me and the Kleenex box are best friends right now. It's a wonder I don't look like Rudolph. Ooh, yeah, those would be pretty. Or, how about this? You know, the smaller one on there, you could paint it, listen to me. You could do it with red and some metallic thread run through it with the red. Do a dual thread type thing. Get yourself some sparkle in there. Holly trees lit up. Think of that for Christmas. Yeah, that would work, Linda. So, what do you think homework is? Anybody got any ideas what homework is for tonight or for this week? We hope that they are. We really are. With COVID, it's really hurt everybody's business. So, yes, they're private owned companies. Let's keep the private owned people going because without them, we really don't have any tatting thread, folks. Okay, that's the only two places we can buy tatting thread here, unless we go to Hobby Lobby and it's limited supply. So, yes, I'll have a link for both places underneath the video when it's up. Yeah, it is a down join. Trees for the card, yes. Eat chocolate and tat trees. I like that. Hi, Steph. How you doing? I didn't even see you come in. Yes, Arlene, you didn't know. We're making a card for Georgia. This is the card. Okay? What I did was took a piece of cardstock, fold it in half, and just put the little thinking of you up there. But we're going to attach the tatting to the card and make it like a regular card and send it to Georgia. See. Can y'all see that? I think Georgia will like it. She can't be a part of the classes, so we're going to take the classes to her. And I'm going to have the tatting to where she can take it off and put it on something else if she'd like. Yes, Joe, you could use finer threads. You could also, now if you wanted to, you could cut your picos and make it bushy like thistle. So, yeah, that'll work too. But I like the idea of the longer picos and make it look like a willow tree. Georgia, I haven't heard from. I haven't heard from Rich either since they got out of the hospital. But do keep both of them in your thoughts and prayers, guys. You know, neither one of them's in the greatest of health. So keep thinking about them and keep them in your thoughts and prayers. Because if it wasn't for Georgia, these classes would not exist. Okay, I just took on the challenge to take them forward for. You're welcome, Caitlin. Kaylin, is that how you say your name, Kaylin? Okay, homework. You must tap one tree. One tree. But if you choose to do the whole pattern, okay, and you do the big tree and the little tree, 2 entries in the drawing. Okay? Now, I do want to say something about this. Just because you tat the tree in 5 different colors, that doesn't make it a different entry. All right? Tat your tree, one big one, or one little one. Okay? Attach it to something. If you stick it on your card, stick it on your card. All right? Do something with your tatting. Use your imagination. What can you do with this one simple tree? What can you do with a series of trees? Think about that. What I'm trying to do is get you to use the knowledge you know in tatting to create elements that you can use in all aspects of everyday living. Okay? Yes, Arlene, you can do flowers with green stems and variegated rings. That's fine. Make it different than what it is, but use your imagination. That's all I'm asking. We're here to inspire you to touch this part of your creativity. Okay? We're going to show you the techniques. It's up to you what you do with those. So, any questions? Does anybody have any questions about anything? I wished I could see what y'all are writing. Now, that's a neat idea, Sin. Yes, yes. Kathleen, if you enter something else you've done in tatting, that is an entry. We want to see all the beautiful tatting you all can create. Because I do know Georgia is watching the homework site. I'm going to show you that at the very end when we get all of our little pieces together. I'm going to show you how to attach it to a card and make it removable. All right? Way to go, Bernice. Let's see what you can do. You can starch and press your tatting. I will show you in a class, in the future classes, how to block your tatting. Okay? Just remember, if you start your tatting, pin it out and let it air dry. Don't lay an iron on your tatting, please. You destroy the actual look of the tatting. You flatten all them stitches and all your hard work's just gone for naught. So don't touch tatting with an iron, please. Please, I'm begging you, don't ever. Hold your iron above your tatting about 2 inches and let the steam do the pressing. Okay? Yes, of course, Aurora. I'd love to see what you can do with this tree. Carol, I will show you at the very last week of classes. I'm going to show you how to attach all your lace to the cardstock. I'm going to show you how to attach it to the cardstock on a permanent basis. And I'm also going to show you how to attach it to make it removable, so that when you give the card to someone, they can take the tatting off and put it on whatever they want. Kathleen, if you made them in the past few weeks, turn them in. Turn them in. Those are credits towards the drawing. Yes, Teresa, that is a fabulous product. Best press, everybody. And then you finger block your tatting. True, Arlene, but I still find that it does flatten them some. Or it'll cause the tatting thread to get fuzzy. I guess that's a good word for it. You can send them to me and I will send all the cards to her. You just send them and you address them to me, say for Georgia. Just write it on the outside of the card. If you need my mailing address, contact the online tatting class at gmail.com, and my home address will go to you so that you can have it. And you just send me your card in an envelope, just like we did for Wally, and I will box them up in a big box and all her little goodies and send them to her. and we're going to bring her a big smile. Exactly. Not through OHOP. What are you talking about? Laurel. Yeah, I agree with that, Steph. I've done that before, and it doesn't smush the tatting. But when you block tat it with the steam and you've starched it, it makes it stiff, stiff. I mean, you could probably use it for throwing stars. Ohio. Yeah, don't send it through Ohio because I never get mail from Ohio. They keep my mail. Don't they, Laurel? Ohio doesn't like me. Yeah, I think so, Linda. It's actually east of me, northeast, and I don't care what comes to me. If it comes through Ohio, I never see it. It's been that way for about 3 months now. Because I order stuff from Amazon, and as soon as it hits Ohio, it's just gone. So, any questions about today, the tree, last week, the edging, and the corner? Did you all catch the beginner class, the bunny that Sue did? Now that bunny's going on our card as well. Yeah, be careful if you start your tatting and then iron it, it'll leave this flaky stuff on it. Well, you take a picture and then you send it in, John. Uh, you send it into the online tatting class, and I'll see it. Trust me. Pam will see to it that I get all email that's addressed for me in the online class. Yeah, everybody needs to get busy. Pam, can you post Kathleen's email, please? Is Pam still here? Let me see if I can get Kathleen's email. There's Kathleen's email address. Listen, if y'all are interested in test tatting, contact Kathleen. She's got some beautiful patterns, and we'd love to use them here in the class. Arlene, my temperature scarf I'd have to do half of the motif in really hot temperatures and the other half in ice cold. We start off with 70 and 80 degree temperatures, and we have snow that night. So, yeah, having one of those here wouldn't work. They do twist sometimes, and you just have to loosen up when you join just a little bit because it will make it twist. You know, you don't have to tighten it down so much that it's going to make the picot twist. Just, tighten it up. You don't have to snug or anything. It'll do its own thing. So you're probably pulling your joint just a little too tight. Awesome, Abel. An updated pattern for what, Laurel? Then I'd be hiding a lot of ends, Arlene, the way our weather's been. That ain't no joke. It got up, this was just recently, it got up to 82 degrees. And the next morning we had 1.5 inches of snow on my car. The weather here is just really strange. Yeah, the updated pattern for the tulips will go up for next week's class. Sue should have that up by Wednesday. We're trying to get on a regular schedule for everything so you can go to the website, get the pattern ahead of time, and get all the information. It's just taken time. I've devoted a lot of time getting the teachers trained. And last week, I have to tell you, I am so proud of the other teachers. They did a great job. Yes, there was kinks in the road, but we expected it. But honestly, I think they did a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful job, considering none of them, except for Kay, had been on camera before. And if anybody thinks it's easy to get in front of a camera and talk, you ought to try it. Talk about a shell shock. The first video I made for Georgia took me a good 3 days. That was just to get over the introduction to the class. I never could get it out of my mouth correctly. I kept forgetting something. So yeah, your nerves get the better of you when you first go on camera. That I don't know. Fred, Arlene would tell you more about it. I didn't get into the temperature scarf as much as others did. Okay, Brenda, I'll remember that next time. You live in Nova Scotia, Canada? I hear that's beautiful country. Yes, you're right. The teachers did do an awesome job, Fred. Awesome. They'll only get better. But we got Kay figured out. We got her set up. We trained yesterday for about 3 hours with her. No, it's not easy to do it on camera at all. And like I said, I am not only proud, but I'm very impressed with what they did accomplish. I've been doing this a lot of years, so I'm not camera shy. I'm really not shy, per se. When I was in college, I had to take a course how to do public speaking. And my instructor said, just think of it this way. Look at all the people in the audience and imagine them all naked. And I said, do what? He said, how embarrassed would you be if you was naked in an audience full of other people? I said, pretty embarrassed. He said, now, go up there and do your talk. So I did, and I couldn't get past the laughter because all I could imagine was everybody naked and how embarrassed they would be. So yeah, my first deal was in college of speaking in front of a crowd. So no, it doesn't bother me to speak in front of people. I'm more shy one-on-one than I am in a whole group of people. Yes, there is a lot of work. I knew you'd say that, Laurel. But yeah, if you ever take a public speaking course, they'll come up with something like that. So all you can do is just die laughing when you get up from there. And it does, it eases you. It really does. If everybody that had to public speak could stand there and laugh for 15 minutes before they had to public speak, they would never make a mistake. They just get out there and do it because laughter does relax you. You wouldn't think it, but it does. I agree with you, Linda. Yep, Laurel's thinking the same thing. No, there's no special way to do the join. It's just a basic join. That's why I didn't go through it. Yeah, it's going to have a space. Mine is tight because, all right, let's be honest. I am a very tight tatter. Say that 7 times in a row. You'll never do it. And even mine has gaps in it. You can see it. It's humped. Let me show you. Let me give you a close up of it. You can see it's a little loose, but that's tatting tight. And if you tat loosely, the gap's going to be worse. Yeah, making it very, very small will help with that. All right, folks, that just about does it for me. Any more questions? Last call for the questions. Pam reposts the link for the pattern and the link to Kathleen. Y'all contact Kathleen if you want to test tat. The nice thing is you get to see the new patterns before anybody else. So go for it. I encourage you. Also testing designers tatting for all you new intermediates. That will help you in the future. Yeah, I seen that too. What I use is this crochet hook, okay, to measure my tiny picots, but I have gotten so used to it. It's just I measure it on my fingers. My fingers has got the feel, so I can feel my picots now. You're welcome, Irene. You're welcome, Kathy. Thank you, Linda, for coming. I am so glad y'all could come today. Well, Arlene, you are like me. I don't like starting anything with a chain, but this one called for it, so we did the best we could. Thank you, Melissa. Yeah, my allergies are ridiculous. Thank you, Sin, for coming. Good to see you too, Abel. You're welcome, Robin. Hugs, everybody, and happy tatting.